Hi everyone, it's Roberta again. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to what I consider the three major parts of being an SFX um, artist, makeup artist. It's still in the basics, but it's a bit more advanced than making a blood and um, uh, doing sky wax. Now, what we'll be doing today is the gelatin mix that you can use for prosthetics and something like this. That I did this Pinocchio nose out of a mix that I have, and I did this finger out of another gelatin. That's my finger, another mix. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is just one part of the three major parts. Now, as the first part of being of the major part is being able to sculpt. I am terrible at sculpting, but I'm still learning. And like I told you people from the beginning, this is a learning process for me, so I am still in the course of it. So I'm learning how to sculpt now, which is like major for me. And then it's casting. I already know how to cast, but then I learned how to cast different things without really needing to sculpt. But I realized that as a makeup, as a special effects person, you need to know how to sculpt. You can't get a mask without knowing how to sculpt. So yes, but today I'm going to the end of it, which is the gelatin mixes that you can use to make uh, 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 silicone, like homemade silicone that can work very well for prosthetics. Now, this is actually very pliable. It's like very soft. It's just exactly like skin. You see that as a sample of it. Yeah. So for this, we'll be needing gelatin itself. Now, this is the brand that I have. This is Nox gelatin. This is the brand that you find here. But in Nigeria, I did get mine. Still my favorite place to go to, baking supply stores. I got one in that I got from there. That's one I was using in Nigeria, and it wasn't expensive at all. So if you go to the baking supply places and ask for gelatin, they know it, they will give it to you. And then you'll be needing pure glycerine. That's it, pure glycerine. Now for this, you have to go to some of the major uh, pharmacies in Nigeria. I don't know if the small ones do sell it. This is not rose water and glycerin mix that we use to clean faces back home. This is actually pure 100% silicone, 100% glycerin. So, but I think you can find this though. If you check, you will find it. I've never really, I won't lie, I've never bought it in Nigeria before, but I do know that it's something that is actually supposed to be easy to get. And then you'll be needing water, good old reliable aqua water, and my favorite thing in the world, ice cream stick, popsicle stick, tongue depressor, you name it, whatever you want to call it. And you'll be needing your fork, and you also be needing a foundation. Like I said, this is my good old reliable favorite foundation. It works magic for me. And um, and a container that you will mix it in. This one I've seen better days, so it looks very used up. And one of those items that you will not, I will not put here is in my kitchen. It's a microwave. Now for this, the reason you need I always encourage, if you have major jobs to do, try and get your prosthetics and everything done at home or wherever you are, because I do know that the hotels that they put crew in Nigeria don't come with microwave unless you can have friendship with the hotel owners, and then you can go into their kitchen to actually use the microwave. So for this, you have to actually prepare it at home and all that. So I will show you this microwave method today, but some other time I probably might sneak in another way you can do it using your cooker, but not today, not for this. So with that said, let's get right into it. Now to start the gelatin mix, you're going to take your fresh, this is how I do mine. It may not be the way I forgot to mention, I decided to go for a measuring spoon instead, so this just works fine. Oh, there's the big one. Uh-oh, it's fine. So this particular Knox gelatin comes in, like I said, in sachets, but it doesn't really matter. It's fancy. So let's see how many. So if this gives you 1 level spoon, so let's put that in there. So automatically that's like 2 level spoon of this. So I don't need to measure, I just pour that out. So that's 2 of that. Now this is something I always prefer to do. I like to pour the water in first before the gelatin because I like it to soak. So for the water you need 2 of the same spoon, same amount. That's 2 of it. And I generally like to leave it for a few seconds so that it can soak in. Gelatin smells really awful, so you should know that it's not a nice smell. So, and afterwards you get 1 of this. So always remember, whatever the size you're doing, you just go by ratio of 2 to 1. That's if you're doing whatever measurement you're doing, just try and remember that. So the gelatin, I generally, some people change, I think some people do differently, but this is just how I do mine. It's just how I do mine, and then I start to mix. So you mix until everything is all mixed up. So now we go to the microwave. So here we are. So you have to make sure that when you put it in, you don't do it for more than 8 seconds at a time. So let me just do this. I think if you do it like 8 seconds for like three or 4 times, that might melt it properly. So see that? Okay. This is what it is already now. So it's already runny. So you put it back again. After you give it a good stir so there's no lump or anything in it. So for another 8 seconds. Gelatin is not allowed to boil. If you boil it, it loses its elasticity. So that skin thing about it will definitely go. See that? So now that's very, very runny. So this is the time that you can add your foundation. Oops, I didn't bring it here. Let me just get my foundation quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my, as usual, foundation, and I put in, sorry, a little bit, a few squirts in there, and mix. So this must be done pretty much before you go to any set. Now if this, I'm putting foundation because I'm just going to use this. Now if you wanted to, depending on what you are trying to make, you could put like red. If you're going for, I mean like pink, make it red to get it like pink shade. If you're going for like an open wound, so it depends on what. So I just want to put it one more time, and it's actually good enough. It's good to go now, but I just want to put it for like 4 seconds, not up to 8 seconds. So, and then we go back. Okay, so there you have our mix. So I have done this too, sorry about that. So now you just get your release. This is just a cooking spray, and spray a little into it, and you have to wipe it down just a little so it doesn't, it's not too much oil in there. So just roll it into a straight, what's it called, and dip it in and bring it out. So then you take your gelatin mix and pour. I've used up almost everything, so now just take out air bubbles. I usually just roll it around and I pour it out again. And then I pour it right back. So there you have it. Now you either allow this to cool when you're done on its own, or you put it in the refrigerator. I like to bring it out just a little bit so I can have a little something to hold on to. So like I said, I was saying I like to bring it out just a little bit out here and around the edges. That's to give me something to pull on to. So so now this you can just leave somewhere to just stand, and like I did this once. You can also put it in the refrigerator to get it to dry faster if you are close to the refrigerator. So let's wait for this to dry and we'll be right back. Yeah, so this I just brought out of the refrigerator. I had to hasten it. Now, the quickest way to know when it is dry, if in case you leave it outside, when you can do this, you just pick it up from the what is left. I always like to leave it there so that I can know when you can pull it out like that. Then you know that whatever you have, either if it's left out or left in, it's dry. So, but it has is a you can still do it without anything, but just like latex, it is a bit tacky, but it's not really, but so it doesn't stick to itself, because that's the one thing that silicone can do. I'm gonna use a little bit of powder. This is just normal talcum powder. I'm just gonna dust it just around this part that is open, so that it'll be easy for me to pull. So that's it. Then just go gently. There's no rush. Just gently peel off this part that is. Yeah, so you just keep using all the edges. Sorry, this part is not so thick, so I have to hold on to this part to get it. And there you have your fingernail. Now, because of my impatience, I didn't really wait for it to get very dry before I took out the original mold. That's why you see it has all those cracks in it. But you see, every other thing is there, all the shape. So if you dry this out now, if you dry it out properly, see what impatience can do. If you dry it out properly, you can actually use this painted to just set up for a prop. So there you have it. That's this finger. So if I'd been a bit patient with the mold when it was on my finger, waiting for it, if I'd waited for it to dry properly, it will actually come out real nicely. Everything will be perfect. But because I was in a hurry to shoot this video before I lose daylight, I didn't really wait for it to dry properly, and that's the results, the cracks you see. But I have done it before and I know it works just fine. It works just fine. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Yeah, this doesn't look too perfect, but yes, it can be perfect. It just needs a little bit of patience. So yes, please subscribe, and if you'd like to see anything else, just go ahead and ask. Thank you.